As Grand Marshal of Dixie State University, it is my privilege to proclaim the opening of this 2019 commencement ceremony. Please stand and join in singing our national anthem. Please be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Michael LaCourse, DSU Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs.
Thank you, Professor Blakely, for the presentation of the University Mace. We also thank our banner carriers representing each discipline and the Dixie State Symphony Band under the direction of Dr. Brian Smith for providing the music for today's ceremony. Members of the class of 2019, Board of Regents, Board of Trustees, distinguished faculty, administrative staff, and honored guests, greetings to all of you, and a very special welcome to the parents, spouses, partners, relatives, and friends of our graduates. Your encouragement, support, and presence in the lives of these students has contributed greatly to this joyous occasion. It is now my honor to recognize the commencement participants on the stage. When I call their names, I ask that they briefly stand and then be seated. Please hold your applause until all of our guests have been announced. Seated with us on the stand this morning are Dr. Richard B. Williams, Dixie State University President, Ms. Patricia Jones, member of the Utah State Board of Regents, Mr. Wilfred Clyde, member of the Utah State Board of Regents, Mr. Jeffrey Landward, Assistant Commissioner, Policy and Law, Utah System of Higher Education, Mr. Harris H. Simmons, Chair, Utah State Board of Regents, members of the Dixie State University Board of Trustees, Mr. David L. Clark, Chair, Mr. Lindsay Atwood, Ms. Colleen Kvetko, Ms. Kelly Prince, who also serves as the Alumni Association President, Mr. Cajun Siret, DSUSA Outgoing President, Mr. Larry G. Bergeson, who also serves as the Washington County School District Superintendent, Mr. John T. Pike, who also serves as Mayor of the City of St. George, Ms. Tiffany L. Larkin Wilson, representing the Dixie State University Administration, Mr. Courtney R. White, Chief of Staff, Mr. Dowajo D. Hicks, General Counsel, Mr. Paul C. Morris, Vice President of Administrative Affairs, Dr. Tasha Toy, Chief Diversity Officer, Dr. Peter Gatow, Vice President of Student Affairs, Mr. Brad Last, Vice President of University Advancement, Mr. Del Beatty, Assistant Vice President of Student Affairs and Dean of Students, Dr. Jeffrey W. Jarvis, Dean of the College of the Arts, Dr. Kyle Wells, Dean of the College of Business and Communications, Dr. Brenda Saby, Dean of the College of Education, Dr. Elazir Bermudez, Dean of the College of Health Sciences, Dr. Cherie Crenshaw, Interim Dean of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, Dr. Eric D. Patterson, Dean of the College of Science, Engineering and Technology, Ms. Kelly Peterson Fairchild, Dean of the Library and Learning Services, Dr. Pam Cantrell, Director of Curriculum and Graduate Studies, Dr. Michelle McDermott, President, DSU Faculty Senate, Dr. Samuel Tobler, President-elect, DSU Faculty Senate, former Dixie State University President, Dr. Douglas D. Alder, Mr. Braxton Thornley, Valedictorian and Student Speaker, Faculty Emeritus Award recipients, Dr. David Feller and Mr. Eric Young, Honorary Doctorate degree recipients, Mr. Ralph Atkin and Ms. Terry Kane, Mr. Steve Starks, our commencement speaker, and Mr. Glenn Blakely, Grand Marshal. Our graduation name readers, Dr. Nate Staley, Mr. Eric Young, Dr. Adriana Brandt, and Ms. Darlene Dilley. We would also like to welcome state legislators, county commissioners, mayors, city council members, and other elected officials who may be in attendance. With those in attendance, please stand and be recognized. Thank you all for being with us today. A detailed list of platform guests and Emeriti faculty is included in a printed program for your reference. I wish to acknowledge and express our gratitude to the many volunteers who make this ceremony possible. Sincere thanks to our wonderful staff and faculty graduation volunteers. Will the members of our Dixie State University esteemed faculty please stand? We wish to recognize them for their profound impact on the success of our 2019 graduating class. We would also like to welcome several of our faculty emeriti in the front row. It is worth noting that Professor Emeritus Dr. Andrew Barnum is here attending his 59th consecutive commencement ceremony. Thank you, and please be seated. Will the members of our Dixie State University professional staff please stand? We wish to recognize and thank you for your support and guidance you have provided our graduates during their time here at DSU. Thank you, and please be seated. To present faculty emeriti certificates to select members of our esteemed faculty, please welcome Dr. Richard B. Williams, 18th President of Dixie State University, to the podium.
Would Dr. David Feller, Mr. Eric Young, and Dr. Olga Pilkington, who is representing the late Dr. Ace Pilkington, please join me at the podium to be recognized as our newest emeritus faculty. Professor Emeritus status is a mark of distinction granted to faculty members whose service has been characterized by high professional achievement and who have given long, outstanding service to the institution. Only retiring faculty members who have served Dixie State University for at least 15 years immediately prior to their retirement are considered for this honor. This year, we honor 4 members of our distinguished faculty, Dr. David Feller, Ms. Linda Rogers, Mr. Eric Young, and Dr. Ace Pilkington, posthumously.
The language common on each plaque that is presented to our emeriti faculty reads, "The Board of Trustees and administration of Dixie State University, upon recommendation of the faculty, and by virtue of the authority in them vested, award the honor of Assistant, Associate, and Professor Emeritus in recognition of distinguished service and significant achievement, with all the rights and privileges thereunto pertaining, given at Dixie State University in the state of Utah on the 3rd day of May in the year 2019. To Dr. David Feller in the field of chemistry. To Mr. Eric Young in the field of media studies. Posthumously, Dr. Ace Pilkington in the field of English and history. Accepting the posthumous degree in English and history on behalf of the late Dr. Ace Pilkington is Dr. Pilkington's wife, Dr. Olga Pilkington. Thank you for your years of dedicated service to Dixie State University. It is now my honor and privilege to introduce Dr. Richard B. Williams, 18th President of Dixie State University. President Williams.
Thank you, Dr. LaCourse. Graduates, family and friends, members of the State Board of Regents, Dixie State Board of Trustees, our distinguished legislators, platform guests, faculty, staff, and administration, it is my honor to welcome you to these commencement exercises. These, the first commencement in the history of Dixie State University where graduate degrees will be awarded. I'd like to give a special welcome to the family and friends of our graduates. We know the important role that you have served in the journey of our students. Graduates, will you please join me in recognizing your families for the support and assistance they have provided you. Thank you. We trust you are proud of the achievements of your graduate and are satisfied that Dixie State University has served them well. The entire university takes great pride in the role it plays in helping students during the short time they are with us. To the faculty and staff, thank you for the important work you do to help our students succeed. The dedication you display by committing your lives to education is what will make the world a better place. Will the faculty and staff please stand and once again let us recognize you. Thank you. I'd also like to express my gratitude to Mr. Steve Starks for being here today to provide our keynote address. We are truly honored to have him with us and excited to hear his words of wisdom. I also look forward to hearing from our student speaker, Braxton Thornley. Congratulations, Braxton, for being selected by your classmates. Graduates, today is the beginning of a new phase in your lives. When you came to Dixie State, we welcomed you by telling you these will be some of the best years of your life, which was true. However, there are even better days that lie ahead. I want to be one of the first to congratulate you on what you have achieved. I'm looking forward to talking with you at future alumni events and seeing how you've applied the skills and knowledge you've acquired while at Dixie State to advance your careers, serve your communities, and literally help change the world. What stands out to me about this graduating class is that you are dedicated, committed, and unique. This graduating class represents 33 different states and 15 different countries. Also, 46% of this class are first-generation students, students that are the first in the families to earn a college degree. (63% of this class are female. 37% are male, and the age range of this graduating class is from 16 years old to 67 years young. What a great class. One of my most memorable moments I have each year is welcoming the incoming freshmen and feeling the energy and excitement that they have for fulfilling their dreams. I realize many of you are worried about your future, but in my observation, there are a number of values that you have learned at Dixie State that will help you realize your dreams, but it involves action. The first value is of determination. You came to Dixie State determined to get a degree. This determination made you go to class, study, and learn. Today, you're receiving a diploma, evidence of a college education. You are now a peer within a very small group of individuals when compared to our world's population. The lessons of determination you have learned will help you be successful in your life. Today, we honor two individuals, Ms. Terry Kane and Mr. J. Ralph Atkin, with honorary doctorates. They are perfect examples of individuals that were determined to make the world a better place, and they are doing just that. Be determined in all that you do. The second value is of goal setting. You knew you wanted a college education, you set goals, you worked hard to achieve those goals, and now you are a college graduate. You can be whatever you want to be. You can accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. Start today, dream big. Make a goal to be a little better every single day. That will help you make a difference in the world. Always make goals that make you stretch. The third value is involvement. I've seen few universities that teach the value of involvement like Dixie State University. Thus our motto of active learning, active life. You have gotten involved. You've been part of clubs and organizations. You have served the community, attended performances and athletic events, worked in laboratories, served as interns and mentors, competed at national competitions, and even became true trailblazers. You've made us better university. You're definitely a very vocal group. I can attest to that. Responding to your feedback, we have added over 30 new degree programs while you've been at Dixie State University. In fact, just this year, we've added 5 new undergraduate degrees and 3 additional graduate programs. And in a few moments, you will witness the first graduate degrees awarded in our history. Your desire for more campus housing resulted in the construction of the first new housing unit in 50 years, and we will start another housing unit project this year. It was clear you wanted our intercollegiate athletics program to compete at the highest level, and thus this year we announced our intention to reclassify our athletics program to Division I. Your advocacy for an adequate recreation and fitness facility helped us secure $64 million for the construction of the Human Performance Center, which, by the way, will be complete in just a few months. With your advocacy you supported, we also were able to secure an additional $50 million this year for construction of a new science, engineering, and technology building. Now I realize some of you feel slighted that you won't be able to have the opportunity to use these buildings. However, my answer, we now have 4 graduate degrees and we would love to have you stay. As a class, you've seen the university grow from 6,000 students to nearly 10,000 students. You've been part of the largest enrollment in the history of Dixie State University and soon to be part of the alumni of one of the fastest growing universities in the region. Your feedback matters. As you leave here today, I ask that you stay connected to your university. Join the Alumni Association, become involved in your local or regional alumni associations, return for homecoming and other annual events you've come to enjoy. Most importantly, nurture and grow the personal relationships that you have formed with fellow students and the faculty and staff of Dixie State University. Let me close with one last admonition. Be optimistic. Winston Churchill once said, "A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty." Trailblazers are people that make, do, or discover something new and make it acceptable or popular. We need trailblazing optimists. We believe you'll be the trailblazers that make the world a better place. Be optimistic in all you do and blaze your own trail. Thank you for all you have given to this great institution as students. I also want to thank you for what you're about to contribute as our wonderful alumni. I hope you return often. To each of you, congratulations and best wishes for a rich and fulfilling life. Go Trailblazers.
Thank you, President Williams, for those words of inspiration. We now wish to pay tribute to our honors graduates. The names of all honors graduates are listed in the program. The distinction of Latin honors is reserved for baccalaureate graduates. Latin honors include the designations of cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude. Cum laude graduates must have a cumulative grade point average of at least 3.65. Magna cum laude graduates are those students with a grade point average of at least 3.80, and the honor of summa cum laude is awarded to those graduates with a cumulative grade point average of at least 3.95. All Latin honor recipients have been provided with a golden honor stole embroidered with the Dixie State University logo. Will all Latin honor graduates cum laude please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Will all Latin honor graduates magna cum laude please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Will all Latin honor graduates summa cum laude please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. We now pay tribute to our honors graduates. Their names are listed in the commencement program. The distinction of honors is awarded to recipients of associate degrees according to the following standards. Honors are awarded to students whose cumulative grade point average is at least 3.5. High honors are awarded to students whose cumulative grade point average is at least 3.75. Dixie State University recognizes all associate honor graduates with a golden honor cord as part of their regalia. Will all associate degree honors graduates please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Will all associate degree high honors graduates please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Please join me again in congratulating all of these students for their outstanding academic achievements. We now want to pause and express our deepest gratitude to all of our graduates who are veterans, those who have served or are serving in the military. Will all graduates who are veterans or are currently serving in the military please stand and receive the honor and gratitude of this assembly? Will all veterans and active military personnel in the audience also please stand and receive our gratitude? Thank you. In selecting our valedictorian student speaker this year, we invited all interested baccalaureate candidates with cumulative grade point averages of 3.95 or higher to apply for the honor. A faculty committee evaluated and selected a speaker. I am pleased to introduce to you now our valedictorian student speaker, Mr. Braxton Thornley. Mr. Thornley grew up in Taylorsville, Utah, and during his course of study at Dixie State University, decided to pursue a people-centered career. He chose to study English education because he's always had a knack for writing and wanted to make an impact on people's lives. He completed his student teaching at Dixie High School this April. Besides reading, writing, and teaching, Mr. Thornley enjoys spending his time outside hiking and camping. But the things that matter the most in his life are the people: his friends, his 3 siblings, his parents, and his wife, Kaylee. Mr. Thornley is graduating today with a bachelor's degree in English education. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Braxton Thornley to the stage.
Over the past 4 years, I have had the incredible opportunity to work at the Writing Center here on campus. Now, for those of you who may not be very familiar with how writing centers work, this means that I have seen many of you right on the edge of complete mental breakdown. You've come in frustrated, exhausted, and equal parts angry at yourself and your professors. Some of you have even come in bemoaning the system that forces you to learn about things like hanging indents and abstracts. And it was in this half-crazed state that I met many of you. And what a privilege it was. For it was through your tremendous ability to stare failure in the face and continue pushing onward that I learned what it meant to be a trailblazer. Trails are not forged by those who give in at the first sign of difficulty. They are forged by those willing to go where no one has gone before, by those who know that the journey will not be easy, but are determined to make it anyway. Trails are forged by the single mother who wrote half of her final anatomy paper at the kitchen counter while making dinner for her children, and the second half only after an hour of negotiations to get her daughter and 2 sons into bed. Trails are forged by the overwhelmed freshman who was the first person in his family to attend college and wrote his midterm paper in the few hours he had between his 3rd class of the day and his 8-hour shift at work. Trails are forged by the student who just began learning English as her 2nd language a year ago, but was still expected to compose a 12-page paper on the relationship between conformity and cognitive dissonance. No, trails are not forged by those who give in at the first sign of difficulty. Trails are forged by every single one of us here today who kept pressing forward in spite of the obstacles we found before us. But that's the point, isn't it? Nothing worth having was ever easily won. In his speech entitled Citizenship in a Republic, then President Theodore Roosevelt described what I feel epitomizes the determination of those who blaze trails. He said, and I quote, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat." So it's at this graduation, as we celebrate the trails we forged during our time at Dixie, that I urge you to continue to be the person who is actually in the arena. I urge you to continue to strive valiantly. I urge you to continue to spend yourself in a worthy cause. Because here's the tricky thing about trailblazing. Once you've summited one mountain, there is always another on the next horizon. Do not leave Dixie and mistakenly believe that there are no more trails to be forged. Go out and summit your next horizon. Go out and do not forget that above all, you are a trailblazer, and you always will be.
Thank you, Mr. Thornley, for your inspirational words, and congratulations again for your academic accomplishments. It is now my honor and privilege to introduce our commencement speaker, Mr. Steve Starks. Mr. Starks epitomizes what it means to be a quality business leader. He joined the Larry H. Miller Group of Companies in 2007 and became the president of Larry H. Miller Sports and Entertainment in 2015. In this capacity, he serves as the president of the NBA's Utah Jazz and is responsible for the NBA's G League Salt Lake City Stars, as well as Major League Baseball's AAA Salt Lake Bees, Vivint Smart Home Arena, Megaplex Theatres, the Tour of Utah Professional Cycling Race, and the sports radio stations comprising the Zone Sports Network. Mr. Starks is active in the community and serves as the chairman of the Salt Lake Chamber Board of Governors and on the advisory board for Silicon Slopes. Mr. Starks graduated from Weber State University with a bachelor's degree in 2003. He also studied abroad at Cambridge University and completed an executive education program at Harvard's Kennedy School of Government. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Steve Starks to the podium.
It is an honor to be with you today, and I'm grateful to have been asked to speak at these commencement services. Congratulations for your perseverance and accomplishment in graduating from this great university. And as you move forward from this point, I wish you success and fulfillment in the next phase of your life. I love this part of the state. In my role as president of the Utah Jazz, I am proud of Southern Utah and the Red Rock-inspired jerseys we unveiled a couple of years ago. Through this jersey, we wanted to celebrate all of Utah and not just Salt Lake City. We like to say that Mother Nature played favorites when she created Utah, and those jerseys, which have become among the most popular in the NBA, reflect the beauty of Southern Utah. Today, I would like to share with you two of my own life experiences that may be helpful for you as you move forward from Dixie State University. I'd then like to give you two challenges. So experience number one, sometimes detours are opportunities. Around this time, 16 years ago, I graduated from Weber State University. A few days later, I moved to Washington, D.C. to intern in Senator Orrin Hatch's office, where I would be assigned to the Senate Judiciary Committee. Having had great experiences as a university student, I was ready to move east, intern for the summer, work for a year or two, and then begin graduate studies. Now fast forward a few months and I was back home, unemployed, and charting a new course for my life, living with my parents, having decided that neither life on Capitol Hill nor law school was for me. At that point, I didn't know what career to pursue. I just knew that I wanted to do something meaningful. It is a humbling experience to be an unemployed university graduate living with your parents and having to politely respond to well-meaning people who would ask, "You're back home, huh? I thought you graduated from college and moved east." Although I felt a bit discouraged, I worked to use the time wisely and decided to work for a humanitarian organization and volunteered on a political campaign until I found a more certain path. These experiences enriched my life and helped me form meaningful relationships that continue today. Eventually, those relationships opened doors I could have never foreseen. Within a couple of years, I found myself working with the governor and other community leaders on initiatives to positively impact the state. Working with these respected leaders exposed me to great mentors with sharp minds. One of the relationships I developed during this time was with the late Larry H. Miller, founder of the Larry H. Miller Group of Companies and owner of the Utah Jazz. More on that in a moment. 16 years after driving home from Washington, D.C., unemployed and unsure about my future, I am grateful that what appeared at the time to be a detour was really an opportunity to pursue a better path. So my friends, don't let detours become dead ends, but rather use them to find better routes in your life. Experience number two, pursue meaning and productivity rather than money and prestige. In 2006, I was nearing the end of my work with the governor's office and decided to begin preparing an application to pursue an MBA. While on my way to a work meeting, I asked Larry H. Miller if he would write me a letter of recommendation. Larry said that he would be glad to, but that he would also like me to consider going to work for him. We made the decision to put business school on hold, and I took advantage of the opportunity to work for one of the greatest entrepreneurs in our state's history. Interestingly, I wasn't offered a specific job. Larry simply told me I would work with him on a day-to-day basis, become better acquainted with his business operations, and then eventually move into a specific role. After a couple of weeks of working, I decided to ask Larry if this was a paid job or an unpaid internship, because we had not yet discussed compensation. Mr. Miller assured me that it was a paid position and asked me how much I had been making and what I thought was fair. We quickly agreed to an amount, and then he gave me this life lesson that I now pass on to you. He looked at me and said, "You will find if you make enough money to pay your bills, live comfortably but modestly, fix the fridge when it breaks, and take your family on vacation once a year, you will have achieved all the joy that money can bring you." In the years since this invaluable life lesson, I have learned for myself that this advice is timeless and true. Money can create opportunity and security, but alone it doesn't bring fulfillment or joy. I encourage you to be ambitious, to work hard, build great lives and great careers, and be productive in the communities where you choose to live. For some of you, money and wealth will be yours, and if it is, use it wisely and to lift those around you. But if it becomes your singular focus, you will eventually find you have chased something that, when finally captured, is not fulfilling. You don't ever want to get to the top of that ladder only to find that it is leaning against the wrong wall. Your life will be rich not based on the size of your portfolio, but on the investments you made in things of enduring value, relationships, experiences, and in being good and kind to one another. Challenge number 1, embrace technology, but don't let it disrupt your life. We live in a world that is hyper-connected through mobile devices and social media. With a simple follow, you can digitally connect with millions of people, brands, and causes. Despite this, there are many hyper-connected people who are yet still lonely. Hyper-connected but distracted. Hyper-connected but disconnected from real people and real relationships. Netscape co-founder and acclaimed venture capitalist Mark Andreessen has coined the phrase, quote, "software eats the world," to describe the impact that technology has in disrupting traditional industries. While this statement pertains mostly to business disruption, it could also be applicable to culture and society. Technology is at its best when it creates efficiencies, increases productivity, and enhances our knowledge and experiences. On the flip side, technology and social media are at their worst when they disrupt our personal lives, our humanness. Social media is too often a wasteland of endless information and can be a mirage that promotes false realities and counterfeit emotions. Those who dwell in a digital wasteland may be exposed to an endless supply of information, but fail to see that information doesn't always equate to wisdom. Information is simply information, but wisdom is gained when information is coupled with real experiences and turned into principles that guide our lives. Therefore, embrace technology, but don't let it control your life. And don't mistake the endless supply of information available to us as wisdom. Might I suggest that you embrace all the good that tech can bring into your life, but never let it distract you from your goals, from a face-to-face conversation, to the genuine and authentic relationships that mean the most to you. Challenge number 2, be a learn-it-all rather than a know-it-all. Now that you have completed this part of your formal education, you would do well to remember that Einstein said, quote, "Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school." The most valuable education you may have received is a curious mind and a soul hungry to keep learning. It is possible that the most important skill of the future is learning agility, or a willingness to learn from experience and applying that learning to perform successfully under new situations. In my experience, the most successful employees, teammates, and leaders are quick to listen and learn, then adjust where necessary. Listen to this quote from one of the brightest young stars in the NBA, Utah Jazz guard Donovan Mitchell. Donovan said, "I saw a lot of guys who I thought should have been stars, but they didn't listen. There were guys who were 10 times better than me, but they didn't listen. That was the constant theme. They didn't listen, did things their own way, and got cocky. So my thing was, I can't do that. I can't be another one of those guys. My biggest thing was the older guys know, they've been here and they've done it. In order for me to continue my success, I have to listen. I have to be someone who listens. It may not always be what I want to hear, but it is the right things that I need to hear. I think I developed this from my childhood. My mom telling me 1,000 times, you have to listen," unquote. Great coaching and impactful mentors can only be effective when we are eager and willing to learn and adapt, push ourselves to be better, and then avoid repeating the same mistakes. As someone who has been around Donovan, I can tell you his ability and eagerness to listen and learn is one of the driving forces behind his success, both on and off the court. I once had the opportunity to spend an afternoon with author and historian David McCullough. At one point, David and I were overlooking a view of the Wasatch Mountains from downtown Salt Lake. David then began peppering me with questions about the mountains, the city, and where the pioneers entered the valley. There stood two of us. One, a Pulitzer Prize-winning author who has sold more than 100 million books, and the other, a 28-year-old youngster eager to learn from this sage. And yet it was the old man asking the questions, eager to learn and trying to soak it all in. His is a mind trained to be curious and ever learning. He epitomized being a learn-it-all when he could have been a know-it-all. In closing, it is my hope that each of you transform life's detours into exciting new opportunities, that you pursue meaning and productivity over money and prestige, that you embrace technology but are not disrupted by it, and that you remain lifelong students, eagerly and continually learning. In short, may you continue to blaze new trails, and may life be good to you now and in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Starks, for those words of wisdom. We will next be pleased to listen to the Dixie State University Symphony Band under the direction of Dr. Brian Smith as they present Procession of the Academics by David Maslanka.
It is now my pleasure to award our 2019 honorary doctorate degrees. Will Mr. J. Ralph Atkin please come to the podium? Mr. Atkin is a lifelong resident of St. George and strong supporter of Dixie State University. He founded SkyWest Airlines in 1972, serving as the first CEO, then as chairman of the board for 20 years. He also created airlines in Austria and Ghana, West Africa. Mr. Atkin earned an associate degree from Dixie State College, a bachelor's in accounting from Brigham Young University, a master's in business administration from Golden Gate University, and a Juris Doctorate degree from the University of Utah. He maintains a private law practice in St. George with an emphasis in business and estate planning. Mr. Atkin is a member of Dixie State University's National Advisory Council, recently taught an entrepreneurial business class with other retired CEOs, and co-chaired the Centennial Campaign Committee with his wife, Sherry Bennett Atkin. As authorized by the State Board of Regents, Dixie State University takes pride in awarding this honorary Doctor of Humanities degrees to Mr. J. Ralph Atkin. I invite Trustees Chair David L. Clark to join me at the podium. Chair Clark, will you please assist me in placing the hood on our honored guest?
At the recommendation of the Dixie State University Administration and Board of Trustees, and by the authority vested in me by law and the Utah State Board of Regents, I confer upon you, Mr. J. Ralph Atkin, the honorary degree Doctor of Humanities with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereunto, in official recognition of your dedication to causes that are just and your service and contributions to the good of mankind, humankind. We are grateful and very proud to recognize you this day.
Will Ms. Terry Lynn Kane please come to the podium? Ms. Terry Lynn Kane is highly respected for her exemplary career as a healthcare leader with more than 30 years of experience in nursing, hospital operations, corporate operations, and executive leadership. As the Associate Chief Operating Officer of Clinical Programs and Services at Intermountain Healthcare, Ms. Kane leads the development and deployment of best care practices and optimal care models across the enterprise, including 23 hospitals and more than 160 clinics. Ms. Kane is leading Intermountain's efforts to create seamless patient journeys across the continuum of care, lower costs through standardization and appropriate utilization, and allow for the implementation of innovative technologies. Ms. Kane earned an undergraduate degree in nursing from Weber State University and a master's in business administration from the University of Phoenix. As authorized by the State Board of Regents, Dixie State University takes pride in awarding this honorary Doctor of Humanities degree to Ms. Terry Lynn Kane. Chair Clark, will you please once again assist me in placing the hood on our honored guest?
At the recommendation of Dixie State University Administration and the Board of Trustees, and by the authority vested in me by law and the Utah State Board of Regents, I confer upon Ms. Terry Lynn Kane the honorary degree of Doctorate of Humanities with all the rights, privileges appertaining thereunto, in official recognition of your dedication to causes that are just and your service and contribution to the good of humankind. We are grateful and very proud to recognize you this day.
Dixie State University confers a posthumous degree to a student who is deceased prior to completion of all degree requirements as a recognition of their academic achievement. A posthumous degree is awarded today to Mr. Randolph Sorensen. Accepting a posthumous degree in Communication Studies on behalf of the late Randolph Sorensen is Randolph's brother, Billy Sorensen. At the recognition of the President and faculty of the Board of Trustees, and as authorized by law and the Utah State Board of Regents, Dixie State University has conferred upon Randolph Sorensen the degree of Bachelor of Science in Communication Studies Posthumous Award, with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. This diploma, duly signed, has been issued at St. George, Utah, this 3rd day of May in the year 2018, signed by Daniel W. Campbell, Chair of the Utah State Board of Regents, David L. Bueller, Commissioner, Utah System of Higher Education, Dr. Richard B. Williams, President, Dixie State University, and Mr. David Clark, Chair of the Dixie State University Board of Trustees. We now turn to the awarding of master's, baccalaureate, and associate degrees. Names of the individual degree candidates will be read by Communication Professor Mr. Eric Young, Education Professor Dr. Adriana Brandt, Assistant Vice President Ms. Darlene Dilley, and Accounting Professor Dr. Nate Staley. Out of respect for each graduate, I ask students and members of the audience to please remain quiet while the names are announced so that all in attendance may hear. Please withhold your recognition until the entire college has been introduced. Also, we have a professional photographer taking photos of the graduates as they walk through the D. Please keep the area around the D clear to allow us to keep up a timely pace. We have placed the D on the east side of the stadium and others out on campus for family and friends to take photos with their graduate after the ceremony. The candidates for master's degrees will be presented by Dr. Pam Cantrell, Director of Graduate Studies.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates for the degree Master of Accountancy. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have completed or will complete all degree requirements and are presented to you by the recommendation of the graduate faculty, with the recommendation that the degree Master of Accountancy be conferred.
Thank you, Dr. Cantrell. I invite the Master of Accountancy degree candidates to come forward to the stage. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee Chair David Clark and Dean Kyle Wells. President Williams and Dr. Nate Staley, Professor and Department Chair of Accounting and Finance, will vest you with the appropriate hood and award your diploma. Will the candidates please come forward to the stage where their names will be read?
Scott Barrett.
Stephen Michael Day.
Walter Williams.
Elise Morley.
Monique Johnson.
Jocelyn Olson.
Laura Stratton.
Zai Nancy Lee.
Jared Hall.
Xavier Hamilton.
Sean Winkle.
Andrew Robinson.
Darren Gubler.
Daniel Gleave.
Caleb Hurst.
Paul Hafen.
Will the candidates for the Masters of Accountancy please rise? On the recommendation of the graduate faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer on each of you the degree Master of Accountancy. I extend to you the congratulations and the best wishes of your university.
You may be seated. We will now turn our attention to the awarding of the baccalaureate degrees. The candidates from the College of the Arts will be presented by Dean Jeffrey Jarvis.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from the College of the Arts. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have completed or will complete all the requirements for the degrees Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Fine Arts, or Bachelor of Music in Art, Art Education, Studio Art, Dance, Digital Film, Music, Music Education, Theater, or Theater Education. On the recommendation of the faculty, I'm pleased to present these candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Jarvis. I invite the candidates from the College of the Arts to come forward. Candidates will be greeted by trustees Tiffany Wilson and Larry Bergeson.
They'll start them. Just wait.
Donna Walter.
Richard B. Williams.
Stevie House.
Jody Gerber.
Madison Geilman.
Parker Mayberry.
Anna Bird.
Trey Davis.
Andrew Maynard.
Wyatt Naplin.
Jordan Mullins.
Jasmine Graff.
Frederick Lee Joslin.
Rebecca Romney.
Christina Lee Christensen.
Kennedy Velasquez.
Joanne Jacobson Cleveland.
Avery Holt.
Monique Nelson.
Kyle Allen.
Riley Ann Williamson.
Bailey Barnes.
Allison Terry.
Kyle Myrick.
Hannah Brooke Rich.
Kayla Hubbard.
Ashley McCafferty.
Andrew Swan.
Tatiana Schwartz.
Hillary Ferguson.
Nicole Barlow.
Jill Lobb.
Esther Eaton.
Sarah Pierce.
Brittany Serrano.
The candidates from the College of Business and Communication will be presented by Dean Kyle Wells.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from the College of Business and Communication. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have completed or will complete all the requirements for the degrees Bachelor's of Arts or Science in Accounting, Finance, Business Administration, Information Systems and Analytics, Communication Studies, or Media Studies. On the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present the candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Wells. I invite the candidates from the College of Business and Communication to come forward. Candidates will be greeted by trustees Lindsay Atwood and Colleen Kvetko.
Alyssa Manuel.
Rhett Porter.
Men Chong Law.
Weston A. Zimmerman.
Grayson Tracy.
Dylan Hurt.
Kay Hunter Chamberlain.
Randy Beckstrom.
Rick Jensen.
Ellie Scott.
Sil Bundy.
Jessica Gomez.
Justin Day.
Hannah Pollock.
Nathan Moses.
Aaron Hakoda.
Dalton Merrill.
Kyle Plummer.
Jacob Cotter.
Amanda Knudsen.
Jacob Morley.
Allison Steed.
Doug Boyer.
Giovanna Patones.
Paula Sugi.
Austin Pickett.
Millie Sterland.
Brian Empey.
Michael Olson.
Elizabeth Empey.
Paul Nelson.
Thaddeus Hildebrandt.
Sean Barney.
Austin Davis.
Stephen Schmidt.
Caitlin Woodbury.
Kyle Stokes.
Eric Madsen.
Bracken Anderson.
Brianne Woodbury.
Scotty Big Body Mon.
Megan Ashley Hansen.
Christian Hall.
Taylor Price.
Marky Mark Bartlett.
Sid Hill.
Riley Bartlett.
Brooks Rowe.
Shania Jensen.
Carlin Hardcastle.
Kyle Gummo.
Chase Hansen.
Easton Harris.
Kaylee Godfrey.
Kristen Robinson.
Christopher Love.
Jacqueline Dove.
Mitchell Staley.
Taylor Ray Bennett.
Jericho Dial.
Kara Moore.
Jacob Dawson.
Caitlin Litson.
Scott Ryan Beckstrom.
Samantha Edmonds.
Tisha Nelson.
Kylie Alsop.
Braden Whiteley.
Kaylee Hunsaker.
Levi Thompson.
Amanda Cowan.
Mitch Furdette.
Shelby Gunny.
Kyle Reber.
Taylor Clemens.
Matthew Pello.
Natalie Erickson.
Jeff Bjornson.
Wyatt Anderson.
Mitchell Balin.
Amanda Burgett.
Dallin Spackman.
Casey Silbernigel.
Michael Obanawa.
Skylar Armstrong.
Mide Okomalafe.
Jackie Dillingham.
Donalola Adebayo.
Griffin Hales.
Joel Brown.
Tyrell Bracken.
David Rising.
Raheem Anderson.
Logan Opdahl.
Araya Moreno.
Ryan Wilson.
Ravine Higgins.
Reina Marquez Ladislaw.
Bria Alexandria Smith.
McKay Robbins.
Justin Ford.
Mitch Wilkinson.
Evan Gonzalez.
Raish Elliott.
Andreas Banuelos.
Jay Hicken.
Jean-Pierre Uzabakiro.
Brandon Sorensen.
Jay Williams.
Ashton Vandermeide.
Anthony Reyes.
Misty Vandermeide.
Bailey Inglis.
Jonathan Shetler.
Joshua Rock.
Kendra Craner.
Paige Hokinson.
Guy Liao.
Tanai Tafua.
Calais Pagan.
Anna Trejo.
Rebecca Oplis Anderson.
Shayla Sell.
Jane Dostrup.
Cody Clayton.
Spencer Fankhauser.
Patricia Poole.
Tessa Peterson.
Rebecca Ramirez.
Elisa Hartline.
Daniela Gutierrez.
Amanda Williams.
Jamie Alvarez.
Misty A. Bills.
Bryson Williams.
Caitlin Eakins.
Morgan Prax.
Alina Habel.
Whitney Hatch.
Ashlyn Holman.
Miley Richardson.
Colette Ann Ziegler.
Lisa Van Campen.
Kaylee Miller.
Beatrice Olivia Burbank.
Dominique Mannix Gawa.
Lindsay J. Hansen.
Tanner Ibsen.
Shelley Harris.
Andrew Gonzalez.
Mikkel Harrop.
Carson Walker Murdoch.
Rachel Dupree Benyon.
Stefan Banka.
Lindsay McCabe.
Katie Ford.
Anthony McCabe.
Brittany Bennett.
Jade Elaine Bybee.
Deborah, sorry.
Natasha Seifus.
Jordan Roa.
Deborah Bott.
Asha Stapley.
Carlo P. Mejia.
Trevor Velk.
Grant Jones.
Kyle Rogers.
Taylor Lewis.
Jonathan Holland.
Stephen Ronald Buckholes Jr.
Justin Badger.
Savannah Dubaugh.
Alex Erickson.
Lauren Perkins.
Ann Odette.
Carla Castro.
Olivia Lee.
Hunter Amos.
Hannah O'Brien.
Tyson Roberts.
Sky Amanda Clayton.
Beta Galetta Jr.
Hannah Doonan.
Bryce Willett.
Gustavo Ortega.
Makarita Polai.
Austin Snyder.
Simanu Lileo.
Tramina Jordan.
Sia Vai Gaga.
Joriel Harrison Sanchez.
Selwyn Lavelle.
Julia Aguayo.
Richard Cuellar.
Candidates from the College of Education will be presented by Dean Brenda Saby.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from the College of Education. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have completed or will complete all the requirements for the degrees Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education, Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science in Integrated Studies, or Bachelor of Individualized Studies. On the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present the candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Saby. I invite the candidates from the College of Education to come forward. Candidates will be greeted by trustees Larry Bergeson and Kelly Prince.
Jennifer Spong.
Cody Randall.
Amy Jacobson.
Mackenzie Gillespie.
Mackenzie Fuchs.
Maria Burke.
Katie Garf.
Jamie File.
Andrea Deaver.
Dakota Halley.
Kimberly Child.
Cassidy Medina.
Stephanie Johnstone.
Tessa Massey.
Kelsey Barney.
Carissa Bird.
Kelsey Lee.
Rachel Sederloff.
Michaela Clark.
Christine Cram.
Haley Pickett.
Tiffany Cottom.
Carissa Buxton.
Mara Ruapura Namana.
Shayla Armstrong.
Kimberly Anderson.
Kiana Graff.
Elizabeth Anderson.
Kelsey Gerard.
Scott Powell.
Chantel Ramos.
Teresa Willie.
Gareth Houston McMillan.
Jeffrey Whipple.
Carlisa Williams.
Garrett Pearson.
Hadley Joe Gates.
Deanna Smith.
Sandy Spilker.
Raquel Fairbanks.
Rebecca Nielsen.
Ricardo Damian.
Angelina Gonzalez.
Luis Hernandez.
Jason Joel Robles.
Alexis Roosh.
McKay Kennedy.
Stephanie Alvarez Garcia.
Adonis McMahon.
Jasmine Miranda.
May Brennan.
Sandra Aguirre.
Dre Pintor.
Lucretia Jean Maloney.
Alisi Tungaloa.
Michelle Russell.
Blake Barney.
Ethan Iden Shirakfar.
The candidates from the College of Health Sciences will be presented by Dean Ellie Bermudez.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from the College of Health Sciences. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have completed or will complete all the requirements for the degrees Bachelor of Science in Dental Hygiene, Exercise Science, Medical Laboratory Science, Population Health, Nursing, or Recreation and Sports Management. On the recommendation of the faculty, I'm pleased to present these candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Bermudez. I invite the candidates from the College of Health Sciences to come forward. Candidates will be greeted by trustees John Pike and Lindsay Atwood.
Jordan Mitchell.
Fatim Samoke.
Bailey Lang Olson.
Brianna Nunn.
Samantha Ross.
Amanda Shepard.
Angela Russell.
Eniola Haole Lasse.
Lindsay Riddle.
Josh Christensen.
Maggie Jensen.
Trevor Gee.
Brett Barney.
Catherine Stewart.
Marissa Terrell.
Sarah Elkins.
Jasmine Wilcox.
Paul Daddage.
Allison Smith.
Darian Murdoch.
Jenny Gowans.
Candace Dingman.
Corinna McKenzie.
Rebecca Coates.
Sierra Williams.
Morgan Young.
Shania Hernandez.
Cassidy Davies.
Heather Whitwer.
Josie McDonald.
Jaylee Angus.
Robin Young.
Heidi Carter.
Catherine Lindsay McSweeney.
Whitney Dance.
Naras Al-Hassan.
Connor Meyerhofer.
Heidi Canning.
Alec Meyerhofer.
Natasha Richardson.
Eduardo Ortiz.
Michelle Fawcett.
Jacob Albrecht.
Heather Christensen.
Brad Denzeisen.
Allison Barnes.
Joshua Braven.
Danielle McMahon.
Isaiah Slim Clark.
And Felice Reed.
Jace Hager.
Madeline Ritchie.
Jacqueline Marie Condi.
Annalie Tracy.
Bergen Nelson.
Brianna Pope.
Courtney Gibbon.
Parker Williams.
Amanda Barrick.
Bryce Wilson.
Elise Clayton.
Brandon Lefevre.
Rashida Lamatia.
Mynina Stewart.
Miriam Lewis.
Tracy Collins.
Christina Cady.
Tyson Tupea.
Joshua Mickelson.
Lacey Hancock.
Kyle Alexander Lindsley.
Kaylee Milligan.
Kyler Saunders.
Umata Savusa.
Falcon Parker.
Donovan Williams.
Mason Nicholas Hilty.
Brooklyn Beardshear.
Sarah Elliott.
Katie Pack.
Aubrey Cook.
Kenley Weaver.
Chase Gregory Levitt.
Haskin Hardman.
Mary Pershaw.
Kristen Baldwin.
Tyler Walker.
Kikaihonu Kawakami Kiwaloa.
Jacob Beck.
Kristen Ashley Johnson.
Tyler Gibbon.
Samantha Yakano.
Leah Long.
Tia Charlie.
Chanel Tom.
Kelly Martinez.
Madison Puckett.
Stephanie Hall.
Justin Graff.
Kylie Graff.
Kennedy Dilworth.
Sydney Hewlett.
Carly Lunt.
Kelly Fan.
Kelly Levitt.
Cassidy Goodenough.
Ashley Robinson.
Danielle Levitt.
Clell Edward Ziegler.
Aaron San Juan.
The candidates from the College of Humanities and Social Sciences will be presented by Interim Dean Cherie Crenshaw.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have completed or will complete all requirements for the degrees Bachelor of Arts or Science in Applied Sociology, Criminal Justice, English, History, Psychology, Social Science Composite Teaching, and Spanish. On the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present the candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Crenshaw. I invite the candidates from the College of Humanities and Social Sciences to come forward. Candidates will be greeted by trustees Kelly Prince and Tiffany Wilson.
Brooke Rawlinson.
Brandy Fundingsland.
China Simmons.
Emma Lee.
Alexis Barkwell.
Ty Bowden.
Morgan Bennett.
Dustin McMullen.
Savannah Barker.
Devin Perrin.
Jocelyn Umansor.
April Vivier.
Destiny Dowell.
John Heath.
Shiloh Pritchard.
Brittany Bennett.
Stacy Rose.
Ryan Knowlton.
Cheyenne James.
Janae Holt.
Justine Mendoza.
Brianna Tanner.
Taylor Justison.
Avery Ryan Heinlein.
Audrey Fountain.
Erica Benson.
Taylor Frint.
Evelyn Gomez.
Haley Valenzuela.
Jackie Gonzalez.
Maddie Shanae Ventling.
Sherry Lefevre.
Braxton Thornley.
Edward Hager.
McCade Christensen.
Tristan Duran.
Christina Promick.
Sandra Taylor.
Marlucy Larson.
Chloe Smith.
Isaac Montes.
Jennifer Marsh.
Ascari Robles Gonzalez.
Jasmine C. Prigemeyer.
Wendy Vargas.
Logan Stott.
Edward Cambria.
Madison Bittinger.
Hannah Anderson.
Krista Kirkham.
Sally Sullivan.
Brianna Velling.
Angel Bateman.
Elizabeth Colley.
Elizabeth Foreman.
Graham Campbell Bainey.
Kenzie Bradshaw.
Amy Green.
Jacob Benner.
Brooklyn Barton.
Trissy Cox.
Casey Maurice Banner.
Jennifer Barnes Clark.
Madison McConkey.
Tristan Ramos.
Kellen Weiss.
McCade Lowe.
Callie Fielding.
Faith Felt.
Annie Jolly.
Sierra Rule.
Kristen Long.
Isaac Candelaria.
Mackenzie Nelson.
Grady Hanson.
Benedict Rhinesmith.
Jonathan LaForce.
Jessica Cherchiari.
Mara Nyson.
Corey Young.
Sarah Martinez.
Cooper Robinson.
Robin Lyman.
Christian Stovall.
Foyin Sayamit Tawu.
Devontae McNeely.
Manuel Lucero.
Alyssa Malloy.
Caitlin Erickson.
Chantel Peterson.
Jasmine Herantis.
Katie Erb.
Jessica Ebler.
Jonathan Weekly.
Aaron Orton.
Chance Tolman.
Edward Dennis.
Taylor Phelps.
Alexa Hinkson.
Natalie Palmer.
Brooke Whipple.
Jordan Parrish.
Adrian Turner.
Reese Chatwin.
Robert Russell.
Beatrice Giron.
Danielle Ritchie.
Caitlin Wheeler.
Shelby Polad.
Brianna Cazares.
Wing Ying Jane Lowe.
Amy Gonzalez.
Andrea Johnson.
Saren Sujitkidi.
Poshan Choi.
Marla Singh.
Alexis Gordon.
And Jace Sharp.
The candidates from the College of Science, Engineering, and Technology will be presented by Dean Eric Pedersen.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from the College of Science, Engineering, and Technology. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have completed or will complete all the requirements for the degrees Bachelor of Arts or Science in Biology, Biology Education, Bioinformatics, Computer Science, Computer and Information Technology, Design, Mathematics, Mathematics Education, Molecular Biology, Mechanical Engineering, Chemistry and Biochemistry, or Physical Science Composite Teaching. On the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present these candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Pedersen. I invite the candidates from the College of Science, Engineering, and Technology to come forward. Candidates will be greeted by trustees David Clark and John Pike.
Ashton Barrett.
Jeffrey Tanner.
Ryan Nielsen.
Seth Manning.
Whitley Welch.
Jace Buxton.
Hayes Hall.
Mariah Richens.
Riley Lane.
Nathan Utley.
Jessica Ogilvy.
Caden Jordan.
Ashley Hansen.
August Barlow.
Whitney Roderick.
Alex Hatanaka.
Sarah Eggett.
Jaleesa Spoor.
Tatiana Bailey.
Theda Parker.
Casey Kennett.
Alexandria Ricks.
Brennan DeMarcus Truman.
Sierra Theobald.
Precious Ojo.
Kennedy Roche.
Noah Burt.
Hillary Beecher.
Emmy Taylor.
Kyle Cummings.
Tania Clark.
Jake Stoker.
Michaela Jones.
Tyson Blackner.
Mackenzie Dunford.
Michael Mangum.
Tristan Bradshaw.
Drew Mills.
Bradley Trella.
Austin Montgomery.
Derek Lemaster.
Aaron Hall Tirsi Ono.
Sadie Kroll.
Jason Glenn Foster.
Victoria Lewis.
Autumn Blue Wyatt.
Miley McDonald.
Michael Korologos.
Adriana Morgan.
Tyler Smith.
Alexis Winward.
Burabahi Bree Nenby.
Katie Disney.
Jacob Hansen.
Boston Stock.
Sir Matthew Tyler.
Sarai Kim Peterson.
Dylan Heckenliable.
Kaylin Foster.
Franco Nice.
Sarah Beecher.
Eric Sweeney.
Jisun Otterson.
Elena Lanfear.
Cassandra Peterson.
Leslie Lazos.
James Anthony Kearns.
Dakota Lawrence.
Craig Peterson.
Mackenzie Berry.
Justin Phillips.
Justin Morgan.
Robert Buller.
Aaron Bray.
Allison Wittig.
Kylian Fernandez.
Andrew Eames.
Haley Delara.
Jared Nebeker.
William Chatwin.
Emily Taylor.
Scott Dennison.
Dylan Martinez.
Brandon Davies.
Marin Weed.
Siri Tolley.
Dallin Graff.
Jason Segmiller.
Jonathan Vandyberg.
The candidates for the associate degree programs will be presented by Dean Kelly Peterson Fairchild.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from the associate's degree programs. Will all the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have completed or will complete all the requirements for the degree of Associate of Art or Science in General Studies, the Associate of Applied Science in Automotive Mechanics, Emergency Medical Services, Medical Radiography, Nursing, Physical Therapist Assistant, Respiratory Therapy, Surgical Technology, Criminal Justice, General Marketing, General Technology, Operations Management, Early Childhood Education, and Pre-Engineering, as well as candidates for the Associate of Science in Business. On the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present these candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Peterson Fairchild. I invite the candidates for the associate degrees to come forward. Candidates will be greeted by trustees Colleen Kvetko and Cajun Siret.
Christina Wilson.
Rachel Morgan.
Jonah Tuttle.
Cameron DeBuck.
Miles Jack Morrison.
Kara Hamilton.
Dylan Eberhard.
Alyssa Hong.
Brady Knight.
Alexandra Cisneros.
Kaylee Russell.
Madeline Lyons.
Alec Lavelle.
Lexi Bowler.
Lexi Lovell.
Diana Gonzalez.
Grayson Chamberlain.
Sierra Peterson.
McKenna Nobis.
Richard Johnson.
Libby Howell.
Kimberly Pratt.
Madison Lopez.
Jason Grigg.
Ashley Boyd.
Caitlin Hanson.
Cassie Morwood.
Chelsea Moore.
Jessica Angus.
Jeffrey Brailsford.
Alyssa Dover.
Carly Calloway.
Brianna Null.
Nicole Jones.
Marissa Hamlin.
Amanda Robinson.
Danielle Yvonne Urias Castro.
Kaylee German.
Caleb Turner.
Lauren Pendergrass.
Carlos Miguel Perez.
Taylor Carbine.
Kelly Beislein.
Kelsey White.
Savannah Christensen.
Kaylee Strong.
Morgan McCormick.
Jessica Tuttle.
Taylor Curdy.
Anna Garcia.
Madeline Diaz.
Alyssa Olsh.
Cooper Parsons.
Holly Elizabeth Ratcliffe.
Sarah Reinecke.
Janessa Morgan.
Shannon Williams.
Katie Ibsen.
Jesselyn Hafen.
Melinda Smith.
Carrie Ann Gurr.
Rami Lister Sosi.
Chase Bennett.
Natasha McKell Monroe.
Elise Frenner.
Sarah Montero.
Lauren Bracken.
Kimberly Brooks.
Lillian Burgess.
Tori Lindsay.
Rachel Cordell.
Shayna Meekum.
Courtney Helms.
Haley Matthews Hess.
Logan Dennett.
Megan Hogard.
Timmery Dennett.
Zach Vandermeide.
Kaylee Spenlove.
Kelsey Irene Anzak.
Colton Robinson.
Kira White.
Riley Moore.
Cassidy Sierra Davis.
Chelsea Garner.
Kyla Staples.
Mateo Sandy.
Madeline Nordfeld.
Kelly Luthi.
Addison Solt.
Sabra Day.
Wesley Mercia.
Wei Gao.
Bignell Dutson.
Jonathan Ochoa.
Lucas Adams.
Allison Spadine.
Brandon Carrico.
Lindria Twitchell.
Taylor Whitaker.
Delaney Paletta.
Robert Fossen.
Esmeralda Donis.
Eduardo Sanchez.
Kylie Sudweeks.
Eva Marie Hafen.
Whitney Joe Morrison.
Skylar Scott.
Kathy Larson.
Tyler Gardner.
Alyssa Speakman.
Tasha Patterson.
Sydney Berry.
Felicia Kuno.
Lacey Covington.
Savannah Schoonover.
Ashlyn Pollock.
Kelly Young.
Heather Smith.
Kelsey Schoenfeld.
Makai Gowdy.
McKinley Matheson.
Ali Parr.
William Halford.
Dakota Fisher.
Brianne Burt.
McKenna Swap Borman.
Jennifer Lee Reed.
Amelia Herder.
Angela Camargo.
Paige Alpers.
Megan Palmer.
Brooke Nolan.
Kaylin Lewis.
Lauren Porter.
Alexis Aliff.
Adrian Daza.
Corbin Leach.
Victor Moroccan.
Preston Quinney.
Carter Villanova.
Brinley McKee.
Kelton Hunt.
Kayla Crunk.
Jorge Gomez.
Tierra Jeff.
Jennifer Stoddard.
Amy Begay.
Kayla Bird.
Sandra Benitez.
Emery Lasang.
Melissa Zuniga Ledesma.
Taina Karen Worston.
Alyssa Mueller.
Andrea Oliva.
Jared Dingman.
Carla Sofia Oliva.
Adam J. Scott.
Haley Strezripka.
Juan Merlos.
Amanda Bartholomew.
Stephanie Tellez.
Austin Eyring.
Esmeralda Santos.
Amy Whiting.
Raul Macias.
Waranya Pampon.
Viliami Latui.
Supangan Sujit Kidi.
McKinley Drake.
Autumn
Waho.
Gubler.
Leslie Martinez.
Grayson DeWitt.
Veronica Gonzalez.
Stephen John.
Jalen Abrego.
Kayla Stewart.
Nath Barrios.
Landon Barker.
Madeline Armstrong.
Vanessa Dawson.
Mackenzie McNeil.
Hadley Pulley.
Jessica Padron Loredo.
Emily Winona.
Jerusalem Flores.
Caitlin Haggerty.
Yasel Avalos.
Joshua Gerontis.
Sally Schlegel Furlong.
Cage Bodley.
Tayo Mayasina Matalolo.
Gabe Aragon.
Gage Riley.
Jessica Powell.
Caleb Slady.
Kylie Olson.
Eli Goller.
Paloma De La Torre.
Dylan Kimball.
Jove Tripp Thompson.
Brandon Raby.
Abby Clark.
Brooks Miley.
Connor Clark.
Brooklyn Hafen.
Connor Gatlin.
Sienna Johnson.
Jonathan Rios.
Samantha Tobin.
Holly Harrington.
Brooklyn Hayden.
Darby Meadows.
Tannen Reimer.
Janessa Mon.
Edene Hines.
Pace Mon.
Ali Talib Saifi.
Melanie Lent.
Naomi Clyde.
Austin Rance.
Haley Jackman.
Rebecca Caldwell.
Cohen Christensen.
Sheena Lee Louie.
Luke Green.
Hillary Amuga.
Caitlin Smith.
Andrea Aguirre Sila.
Ryan Bunn.
Nicole Aguirre Silva.
Jeffrey Chandler.
Australia Aguirre Mercedes.
Brooke Taylor.
Selena Donaldson.
Tiffany Irene Shamo.
Fope Akmolede.
Ruth Ferguson.
Fahidar Haryula.
Abraham Jonah Ashton.
Hannah Dismuke.
Mackenzie White.
Forrest Stafford.
Kennedy Collins.
Catherine Esplin.
Aliana Tunnel.
Lauren Lechtenberg.
Jade Jensen.
Joshua Koopmans.
Alexandria George.
Allison Lindley.
Courtney Atencio.
Mercy Edwards.
Olabisi Ishola.
I now ask all degree candidates to please rise. By the authority vested in me by Dixie State University Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon each of you, including those in absentia, the appropriate degree: Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, Associate of Applied Science, Bachelor of Arts, or Bachelor of Science with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. You may now shift your tassels to the left, signifying conferral of degrees. I wish now to introduce you may be seated. I wish now to introduce DSU's alumni president and member of the Board of Trustees, Mrs. Kelly Prince, who will welcome our newest alumni.
Congratulations, graduates, and welcome to Dixie State University Alumni Association. I am so grateful to be here as the alumni president. Today we celebrate you and your time at DSU. You are the future of Dixie State, and we look forward to the great things you will accomplish during your time. You have found friends, passions, direction, and developed into the people you are today. No matter where you are from or where you end up, you all have one thing in common now: the red sand of Dixie will be in your shoes forever. I hope you will keep Dixie in your heart. You as alumni are always welcome back home. Come visit often and don't forget about us. Remember, do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Once again, congratulations on graduating and welcome to the Dixie State University alumni. Go Trailblazers!
Thank you, Mrs. Prince. It will now be our pleasure to honor one of DSU's great traditions as we listen to Irene DeFiore's quartet arrangement of Just for Now, performed by Dixie State University's Mr. Del Beatty, Mr. Alexander Chamberlain, Mr. Dewey Denning, and Mr. Cajun Siret, after which I invite Grand Marshal Blakely to come forward.
Sentimental whenever we hear the school songs of Dixie or meet with the old gang. We start reminiscing of days that are past and wonder why such happy times cannot last. But the hour is growing late, it's time for us to part. Strange how swiftly the moments take flight. Friends and sweethearts must soon say goodnight. Just for now, just for now. We've sung the last refrain, the echo softly died, like the school days when we had such fun. We'll remember them though they are done. Just for now, just for now. See the clock in the church tower, its lights have grown dim. The moon o'er the campus is faded and thin. And so the years will pass, our friends will come and go, and that's why we hate and saying adieu to the ones who are so tried and true. But we must, though it's just for now.
Thus we bring this ceremony to an end. Please remain seated for the recessional until the stage participants and the faculty have left the floor.